Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. And another heavyweight news mashup video today, starting with Joyce and Dubois. As we know, the fight was announced on Good Morning Britain, then later followed up by a press conference, and surprisingly tetchy. I didn't actually think it was going to be as spicy as it was, and it sort of all culminated in the end with the face-off ending in a shove with Dubois pushing Joyce. So many see this as close to a 50-50, some leading the way of Dubois, others for Joyce. But of the press conference, I'll quickly go through some of the best moments. Joyce, he says talk is cheap. He believes a 50-50 fight. He says Dubois, he can bang. I rate him. You're on the way up and maybe you're not ready for me. He says, I believe I'm going to win. You'll get plenty back in the chops. Dubois says, I'm ready for the big time. On the night, I'm going to prove I'm the best in the world. You're going to need a stretcher. You're turning into an old man in the ring. It's a new chapter, next step of my career. And there was a little bit of banter throughout from Joyce's manager, Sam Jones, obviously usually chirps in, had a couple of really good moments, one in particular in response to Frank Warren. So Warren had said to Sam Jones, save all the sorrow for the night, to which Jones responded, there's going to be no sorrow. There's going to be champagne poppers. You're going to get through a full pack of Imodium for that fight, Frank. Frank's going to need nappies. And there was also towards the end of the press conference a somewhat awkward moment where Dubois was asked a question by Joyce's mother. She can't actually see, but she asked Dubois, will you pull out of the fight if you get ill? Are you going to pull out? And he responded, no, my dear. You know what? Because you can't see your son after he's been knocked out, you'll be spared a heartbreak. But overall, yeah, it was a press conference with a bit more spark than I was anticipating. And perhaps, I think for many boxing fans, that because Joyce and Dubois not known for their press conference sort of banter or antics, I think everyone was starting from a low sort of base in terms of their expectations. But I think this did deliver overall, considering these guys generally don't do too much at press conferences. It was quite fun in the end. And also in the press conference, but I will do a separate video going more into depth on this, Joyce revealed that he's no longer working with Adam Booth, who was already his third trainer in 3 years. Deontay Wilder says that Tyson Fury is a con artist who needs validation. The pair will be having their rematch on February the 22nd in Las Vegas. Wilder says there's a lot of things I've had to deal with coming up that others don't have to deal with. I consider Fury a con man and a con artist. He uses the lineal champion status as a cover-up to feel some type of way about himself. He needs validation, confirmation, because he doesn't believe in himself. He's boring in all his outings. He fights low opposition. He beat Vladimir Klitschko but never defended the belt because he was playing with his nose. Nobody really talks about it though. Every time talk or say something, when I say something, put a body on my record and kill a man, that just goes all over. But when these guys are doing it, I'm the only one getting bad-mouthed. My name is being dragged in the dirt. It's not fair. These are the things I'm talking about, and people don't want to talk about race. They don't want to talk about that. They want that to die. Know what I'm saying? Why am I still talking about it? Because ain't nothing getting done about it. Deontay Wilder's statements there. And Frank Warren, Tyson Fury's promoter, has confirmed that in the United Kingdom, the pay-per-view price is likely to be £24.95. Similar to the Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz rematch back in December, which was on Sky Sport. And Frank Warren has also stated that he believes it's a much better fight than that rematch, and whoever wins is the best heavyweight in the world. Charles Martin is preparing to fight Gerald Washington on that undercard of Wilder Fury 2 in a couple of weeks. And ahead of that, he has been reflecting on his title loss to Anthony Joshua. So he's spoken to the PBC podcast about this, and here is a short excerpt of that.
Going out of my country, it was all bad for me and my team. So, that's one thing I will do differently, is not go chasing down somebody into their yard. You know what I mean? Trying to fight them. Let's fight on some mutual grounds, or however we're gonna do it like that. But I ain't fighting in that O2 arena no more. I know that much.
I walk this earth like a god.
The upcoming showdown between heavyweight prospect Demsey, McKean and Jonnie Rice has sold out in Australia. It's been held on March the 7th at the Star Gold Coast, and I looked online, that has a capacity, according to the website, of 2,300. So people who can't get tickets or are wanting to watch internationally will have to catch it via Epic Centre TV, where it is on pay-per-view. $14.95 for subscribers and $19.95, that's Australian dollars, for non-subscribers. Meanwhile, Demsey McKean has been sparring with the top amateur Justice Hooney ahead of his fight with Jonnie Rice on March 7th. So no doubt that is going to be very good preparation for McKean as he enters the biggest test of his career. Jonnie Rice, a high-level journeyman, but if you're not good enough, he will beat you. And just finishing with a couple of weigh-ins for some fights this weekend. Dave Allen weighed in 21.5 pounds heavier than he did for his fight against David Price in July 2019 for his upcoming fight against Dorian Darch on the Calbrook undercard. So weighing in 262 pounds. He was 241 for the Price fight. Ahead of this, he has spoken about not being able to spar because of trying to secure medical clearances. But clearly maybe the diet also hasn't been on point. And Erkan Teper, he was significantly heavier for his fight too this weekend. He's going to be returning in Germany. Only the one fight in 2019, and he is trying to make his way back from a brutal knockout loss to Robert Helenius in 2018. So his fight in Germany, 249 pounds on the scale. He was 233 pounds for his sole fight in 2019. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.